Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. It's a beautiful day out. It's overcast, it's breezy. I am setting these potatoes out to, what do you call them, scab over. Mother-in-law cut some potatoes up and she asked me if I wanted to try to plant them. Of course I do, so just setting them out here to form a scab over the bottom before I set them in some soil to grow. That way they don't rot. I wanted to share something with you guys. Hopefully it's my last update on this matter. I told you guys I was going to be making other channels for my other stuff, my other hobbies, my other interests and such. And I did. I started all those channels. And it's proving to be way more work than I have time for. I was investing way too much of my free time in trying to keep up with all of those channels, and I wasn't doing a very good job on any of the channels. I have been lacking on all of them. So I have officially decided I'm getting rid of all the channels. And we're just going to go back to this channel. And I no longer care whether it succeeds or fails. It's just an outlet for me. Just a way for me to share. Because I want to share, not to try to gain anything out of it. I've given up on the idea of becoming a successful big-time YouTuber and being able to quit my day job and live off of a YouTube paycheck. And that's okay, because I've also settled into the idea of just a more simple life. I mean, that's what I was going for anyway, and I was making it way more complicated than it needed to be. I've got everything I need right now. Look at this little garden bed. I've cleared some stuff out. My cauliflower is never gonna do anything, and it was severely overcrowding a lot of the other plants, like my chamomile down there. So I've started pulling them out and just feeding them to the chickens. My spinach went to seed before I really got to do anything with it, or at least I think this is going to seed. I'm not actually positive because I'm pretty sure spinach seeds are a lot bigger than that, but I have got a lot of peas. Not really enough to feed more than one person. I mean, it's only 3 or 4 plants there, so squash is growing. This is impressive. This is my borage plant, my first successful borage plant. It's got 2 main stems, and the bumblebees love it. They are always over here, and I love that. And my cilantro is going to seed. Once again, I'm fine with it. I'll get more seed for next year. My nasturtiums, I've been collecting the flowers because I want to try making nasturtium jelly with it. I've got blueberries forming. Finally got chamomile this year. It's not exactly bushy or anything, but I'm very excited about it. This is actually seed that I planted last year, and it finally did something this year. This is one of the things I'm most excited about. Put these potatoes in the ground, I think in March. And when I came out here yesterday to water, there was a potato just growing on the surface. Just a white potato. I thought it was an onion. And that made me realize that these are the type of potatoes that you have to hill up, because they will continue to grow roots out of their stems. So I added some more compost, hopefully aged enough compost, but I could still use probably another full layer. But that means that they're working this year. This was planted in a mixture of bagged potting soil and my chicken compost, and it's doing great, and I'm really excited. This year I decided, instead of trying to grow some of everything, I was really going to focus on just the things that we really eat a lot of here. Potatoes being one of those things. Bell peppers would be another one. Onions, I did put some onions in the ground, but they were from store-bought onions, and onions are biennial, meaning the first year they produce a bulb, the second year they produced seed, I believe, and then so on and so forth. So the ones I put in the ground will give me seed for next year's onions. I also have a lot of purple potatoes that are actually doing something, and I'm very excited about that. I've never tried a purple potato, and I know they're supposed to be really nutritious. And I've got those planted just everywhere I can find to put them in somewhere. They've gone in all over the place. Look at this. That's seedless hay that I used to cover my garden last year. Was not seedless, and so I don't know what type of, if this is just hay or if it's some type of grain or what it is, but I literally have it all over my garden this year. I'm not even upset about it. It's really pretty, and if it's something I could feed to the chickens, then by all means just have at it, but the weeds have taken over. I've got beans in several different places. I have a hill of beans in my greenhouse. My dill pepper plant has come back, and I've just noticed my first flowers for this season, and it's so exciting. This was my best performing pepper plant last year, and I did not want to just toss it out, so I just cut it back and overwintered it, and it's looking lovely. I have a few bell peppers coming on. This plant struggled after, I don't know, halfway through the season. All the fruits that came on it were, I don't know, funky. But once again, I'm not going to just toss a plant if it's still producing. Got really pretty mums. I picked these guys up at Tractor Supply at the end of the fall season. They were selling them for 25 cents a piece for a nice size pot. So I got one in all the colors they had. My houseplants are starting to come back to life. I think they appreciate the shade cloth I put over them. It's the new alocasia I bought. I'm not sure how well it's going to do. I don't know why I even bought it. I really suck at keeping alocasia alive, but they're just so beautiful. Well, this one especially is just so beautiful, but a lot of them are. You know, the dragon scales and all that. I love my alocasias. Yeah, starting to come back to life. New little leaves. I can't wait for it to be all full and flowing everywhere again. This banana overwintered in my greenhouse. It made it through. So I should get fruit this year. I've had this tree for almost 3 years now. Not this one, because it was not in here, but this is a pup that I took from the other side of the yard, and it got covered with the greenhouse this year, so I'm hoping I'll get some bananas this year. I've got garlic. I've got garlic all in here. I know you can't differentiate between the grass and the garlic, but there's definitely garlic all in here, as well as sugarcane. That's doing really well. Look at these mushrooms popping out of this pot. So yeah, like I said, I've been giving it a lot of thought. I've really thought that if I put a ton of effort into creating these new channels that were super niche down, and I put all of my effort into them, that it would pay off. And to be honest, the first video I put up on my homesteading channel, Blooming Broke Homestead, took off. I got something like 2,200 views in the first, I don't know how many hours. It was quite amazing, and lots of people seemed very interested in that video. One of the channels I made for my my mushroom foraging and wild, well, it's called Wild Eats, because that's the shop that I had on foraged market for selling my wild foraged foods, and it was doing okay. But then Foraged Market decided that it was no longer going to be free for us to sell on there, and they wanted to charge little guys like me $100 a month just to have our stuff listed on their website. No way I'm going to pay that. So I have since shut that storefront down, and so I don't need a YouTube channel to promote that anymore. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be selling my mushrooms. I have listings up on Craigslist for things like that, and I have people locally who are willing to pay for them as well. So not giving up on the dream, just giving up on certain aspects. So from here on out, we will be back to one channel, this channel, my main channel. Hopefully I don't change my mind when I have more energy and then have to come back and tell you guys again. But I have been so tired lately. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, and I'm not sure what it is. I was talking to a coworker explaining that last year, gardening season, I had so much energy. I'd get off work and I'd come home, and I spent the rest of the day in the garden doing, you know, setting it up, planting things, watering things, weeding things. I had so much energy. I felt so strong and so vitalized. And this year has been, for whatever reason, a really difficult year in terms of my energy. I am struggling to make it through the day at work, and when I come home, I just want to sleep. And it's not because I'm depressed, because I'm not. I've been feeling, other than the first 2 months of this year, I've been feeling really great. I did have a really bad bout of depression. You guys saw some of that here on this channel. But ever since March, I've been feeling really good mentally, but exhausted. And I'm not sure what it is. I've been trying to eat better, regulate my sleep schedules, you know, just, I don't know what's going on. I'm just tired all the time, and I just sleepy all the time. Just anyway, still stressed at work, still trying to decide if I'm gonna stay or go. You know, a lot going on, but overall, I'm happy, and I'm okay. Like, I'm trying, I feel like I just need to simplify my life, which, if you guys saw my last video, I just went from 13 chickens to 34 and 11 quail, and I get so many eggs every day. I don't know what to do with them. I've been trying to give them away. Because they're fertile, I've just listed them on Craigslist as fertile hatching eggs at a really cheap price. Hopefully that'll help me get rid of them. I mean, we've been eating them, we've been pickling them, I've dehydrated some. Like, I'm doing everything I can to deal with these eggs, and it's a lot. But I don't plan to keep all these chickens. I am going to keep certain hens, and we'll see how it goes, switch out my rooster, because my roosters have been a problem. Belvedere was an angel. He was such a gentleman until Buddy got his little surge of teenage hormones, and we like to call him a street rooster. Like, he came from the hood. He is hard. He's hardcore, and he's not good news. He is not nice to the ladies, and it's a problem. Buddy may become chicken and dumplings if we can't figure this situation out. If he ever becomes aggressive towards us, he's definitely going to be going in a crock pot. And he started fighting Belvedere, and Belvedere is such a gentle spirit that he cowers, and he's terrified of him. So we'll see what happens. But I will be selling off the rest of the chicks. I want to keep some of the chicks for their egg colors that they'll be giving me, and the rest of them will be finding new homes. May have to wait till they're a little older and sell them as pullets instead of chicks, or even laying hens at some point I could sell them for. Hopefully, that's the plan anyway. Got lots of ideas, but things don't always work out. I just went and excuse me, harvested the first blackberries of the season, and I'm going to be trying to make some blackberry jelly. I'm really excited about that. So far I started off with dandelion, and man, let me tell you, that stuff is delicious. If you ever get the chance to make any or try any, you should do that. It's like honey, but lighter, like a more delicate flavor. Tastes really good on biscuits, really good. And then the mulberry is a very intense flavor to me, and it's really good on toast or with peanut butter, like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The blackberry jelly, I know I love blackberry jam from the store, and I'm sure I'm gonna like blackberry jelly homemade even better, because I don't really like the seeds in it. Plus, stuff you get from the store is not very high quality. Like, these berries just smell so amazing. So I'm really excited about that. I'm thinking about harvesting some smilax vines and seeing if I can preserve them for later, because I'm not really hungry right now, but I don't want them to go bad. But let me show you the size first let me show you the size of the vines I'm used to finding, and then I'll show you the ones that I've been finding. So this is on average the size of the smilax shoots that I've been finding. If you don't know what smilax is, or why I'm talking about eating it, it's a edible vining perennial plant. I don't know if it grows all over, but I know it grows here in my area. We have like 12 different varieties. Pretty sure they're all, ooh, I just found some big berries. Pretty sure they're all edible and said to taste like asparagus or green beans. I beg to differ, because asparagus is one of my absolute favorite vegetables, and nothing can replace that in my opinion. But it is actually very good. I was out here hunting berries this morning and I didn't see these guys. These are nice and plump. Look at them. So tasty. So tasty. So here is what I've been finding here lately. A little bigger, a lot meatier, hopefully even more tasty. It's just like up in the sky, just waving around. But wait, I've got to show you the monsters that I found recently. Well, they're actually not as large as they were when I found them, because they've grown a lot. They were just coming up out of the ground when I first found them, but they're still so much bigger than the ones I was picking and eating. Crazy to think that this could be dinner, right? But that's how our ancestors ate. It's how the Indians ate. You know? Wild foods are so much better for you. They have so much more flavor and so much more nutrition. By the way, this is my hill beans over here. Let me clarify something about these smilax. I don't remember if I just said they're all edible or not, but there are some that are not, or the edibility is unknown. So you see all these big guys right here? I really want to eat those. However, I can't find any thorns growing along them anywhere. And the rule of thumb is you only eat from the ones you find that have both tendrils, these little things that reach and climb and grab onto things. They have to have tendrils and thorns, both of those things, in order for them to be considered edible. So as much as I really want to get all those big guys, I'm not going to, because I can't see any thorns anywhere along their vines. It's like we got a storm blowing in, and I am here for it. Oh my gosh. This feels amazing. Quick little check-in on the chickies. I picked some really pretty grasses today. I'm gonna be hang drying. These little ones right here, they dry like an off-white color, like you bleached them, and they're really pretty. Sitting outside work and realized I did not film an outro. I did not say goodbye. So here it is. Thanks for watching. I know it was a long one. If you made it through to the end, let me know. Let me know what you think about eating the wild Smilax vines and if you think you'll ever try it. And with that, I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.